Some children, as they are exploring their world, have very frightening things happen to them. So the thing that they learn is that the world is not safe. And so they don't recognize that they have boundaries because the world, or their environment that is supposed to be safe around them, is not. When children don't have this thing, they don't learn the very important principle of the fact that they are entitled to have boundaries. They have a right. They have a God-given right to have boundaries. And if children are not in environments that are safe, they don't have nurturing people around them, then they learn to not have boundaries. They learn that what they want or what they think or feel is not important, that therefore they are not important. And so their worth is in question from a very young age in their childhoods. Sometimes beginning right at infancy, their worth is in question. These words are given to us by Jodi Hildebrandt, a woman who, alongside her business partner and friend, Franke, has been charged with 6 counts of aggravated child abuse on August 30th of this year. Welcome back to True Crime. I'm Alexia Tyler. I've been behind the scenes for quite some time, but today I will be your host. I would love to hear your feedback on my very first video in the comments, and of course, you know what's up. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. You can come and watch the channel grow with us, be a part of the community. It is a great community, and we'll get right into the video. Just who is Franke, and why are we seeing her name on headlines across the nation? Well, she is a 41-year-old mother of 6, and she is a YouTube mommy vlogger. She started her channel in 2015, 8 passengers, and quickly amassed a following. But it wasn't all love on the channel. Her and her husband, Kevin, received quite a lot of backlash for their controversial parenting styles. For the first 5 years of the channel's life, nothing too turbulent happened. Lots of hate comments, lots of love. Any typical YouTube channel gets that. In 2020, as COVID hit, things changed for the family. There was a petition signed by many people to have CPS look into the family. The cops were called on them many times, even once by her own oldest daughter, Sherry, claiming that the children in the house, all minors at the time, had been left alone for several days. However, nothing more would come of that until 2022, when she met Jodi Hildebrandt, a 54-year-old life coach. She stopped posting videos on 8 passengers and joined Jodi in her podcast, Connections. Now, Connections isn't just a podcast, it's a therapy-type site that covers many different topics. They have things such as a Saturday mentorship with Jodi, live couples workshop, and a 5-week parenting course. The YouTube connected to Connections is no longer available. They have taken it down, but the website is still up for your viewing pleasure. Now, why were these 2 women arrested? Well, on August 30th, there was a 911 call from a neighbor of Jodi Hildebrandt, claiming that a 12-year-old boy had come to his home asking, begging for food and water. And we'll listen to that clip right here.
I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. And he's said he just came from a neighbor's house, and we know there's been problems at this neighbor's house. He's emaciated, he's got tape around his legs, he's hungry, and he's thirsty.
Now, I have cut the clip up just for time's sake. It is about a 10-minute phone call. There's a lot of information in there. I would suggest going to listen to it on your own. I will put a link to it in the description, but let's listen to this next part.
His ankles are taped up, and he won't tell us why.
Okay.
But he has duct taped around each ankle. Yeah, there's sores around them. I think there's a good chance he's been...
He also said...
Oh, and he has them around his ankles. I mean, his wrists as well. Okay, this boy has been... He needs... This kid has obviously been... I think he's been detained. He's obviously covered in wounds.
Now in this part, you can hear the neighbor start to cry as he describes to the 911 operator the condition of the boy that has come to his house. And later we will find out that it is Ruby Franke's 12-year-old son.
Can you ask him if any other children were in the home he came from?
Okay. Was there any other kids up at Jodi's house? Anybody else? No. How old? Yeah, this is the 30th of, or excuse me, the 29th of August.
It'll be the 30th of August.
10 and 14, and they're still at this house.
All right, and then in the final part, you can hear that there is another child in the home that the 12-year-old boy had escaped from. This is his younger sister. They have medics dispatched. The two children who were bound in duct tape and with many wounds, lacerations, they were emaciated, had not eaten in several days, if not longer, were taken to a local hospital where they have received medical treatment. The other two children, who were minors at the time as well, had been taken into DCFS custody, and now all four of her minor children have been put into the foster system. However, Ruby Franke made a very bold claim about her son, and I'm not here to say whether or not it's true or not, only time could tell. But she claimed that her child was some sort of sexual deviant. He had been addicted to pornography for many years, 9 to be in fact. She claimed that he had molested his younger siblings and up to many other people. It wasn't super clear. This means that he will not be able to be placed in a home with his siblings or any other children, so she has succeeded in isolating him. Whether or not these claims are true, I cannot say, but Jodi Hildebrandt's niece, who was in her care for 1 year, allegedly, said that Jodi had said similar things about her when she had no idea what these things meant, had said things about her being a sex addict, her being addicted to masturbating, and she had never even heard of these things, didn't know it was possible, and Jodi had used this to ruin her reputation and destroy her credibility. Jessie then goes on to say that this is Ruby's way of continuing the abuse, even though she is no longer able to physically harm him. She has succeeded in, again, isolating him. Jessie goes on to say that this is Jodi's MO, and that she thinks that Jodi is actually the mastermind behind the abuse, and that this is not the first family that Jodi has victimized. Now, I can't say that Jodi completely influenced her, because Ruby does have a quote. She says, "Because they are so numb, and the more numb your child is, the bigger the outcome they need to wake them up." Now, she was talking about a Christmas incident in where she forced 2 of her youngest children to watch the 4 older children open their presents as they did not receive any because of some behavioral issues that she believed that they had not learned their lesson. Now, this is not the only thing that Ruby had done before Jodi became a part of their lives. She had taken her eldest son's bedroom away for 7 months, where he was forced to sleep on the floor for a prank.
My bedroom was taken away for 7 months, and then you give it back like a couple weeks ago.
I don't think our viewers know that.
You've been sleeping on a beanbag.
I've been sleeping on a beanbag since October, and they gave my room back like 2 weeks ago. Oh, I'll give you the reason why I lost my bedroom. I think so. I think this is the reason. At least this is the reason that's been in my head. It's pretty funny, but now that I look back, I mean, it's pretty depressing.
No, we never told our viewers.
That I woke Russell up at 2 in the morning and told him that we're going to Disneyland and he has to pack. And he got up and made his bed all neatly and then packed all his clothes in a suitcase. And then he walked out the door and I'm like, Russell, he's like, what? And he's all happy. Has his sunglasses on.
Do you think it's funny? Because
and then I walk out.
If you think it's funny, then that was 7 months ago. Maybe you need longer without a bedroom.
It was not funny.
Russell got the big bedroom and Chad got the smaller bedroom. And Russell's bigger bedroom also had a bathroom. But what you guys didn't know was Chad didn't get any room. He didn't get anything. He was sleeping on the floor in the family room. Abby, we took the phone away from Abby in November. And you may never get the phone back.
Probably not.
No, I have no friends.
You can play with friends.
No, like I don't have friends.
I don't have friends either.
I literally like told my friends I'm not hanging out with them anymore
Because they're
they
really
say some
cute
pretty
people.
messed up stuff.
I don't even know where they live. They're pretty far away.
So, summer goal, become the best athlete I possibly can.
She had many times threatened to take away breakfast, lunch, or dinner from her children, even going so far as to say that she knew that they were starving and she didn't want to seem barbaric for saying it. She denied her 6-year-old daughter a lunch because she was not able to make it for herself, and the teacher had called concerned, and I will put up that video here.
Just got a text message from Eve's teacher, and she said that Eve did not pack a lunch today, and can I bring a lunch over to the school? This happens quite often when you're raising children, because I know that her teacher is uncomfortable with her being hungry and not having a lunch, and it would ease her discomfort if I came to the school with a lunch. But I responded and just said, Eve is responsible for making her lunches in the morning, and she actually told me she did pack a lunch. So the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry. And hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch.
So in my personal opinion, the children, at least in the videos where you can see them, they look very uncomfortable. They do not look happy at all, but Ruby's smiling. Ruby is very satisfied with herself, if you will, for her punishments. Now, Ruby was not alone in this. She, as well as Kevin Franke, appeared in these videos and had punished their children together. There were many more instances. I encourage you to go, look up these videos. Unfortunately, the actual channel itself has been deleted, so all that you can see now are recordings of the videos themselves, clips, short things like that, but they are available. Now, Kevin Franke claims to not know anything about the abuse. He had been separated from Ruby and the rest of the family for anywhere from 13 to 7 months. I've seen a lot of different numbers between those two thrown out there. Nobody's quite sure how long he had been gone, but the reigning theory is 13 months. Now, he did seem to have contact with at least his oldest son, Chad. Chad was living with him for some time. Now, Kevin claims to not know anything of the abuse. He says that before Jodi came along, there was no physical abuse, and then once Jodi became a more prominent figure in their lives, he started to notice that their parenting practices had become more extreme, and he decided to leave. Now, my question is Kevin Franke really innocent in all of this, or is he trying to spin the story his way so that he doesn't catch any heat for knowingly leaving his children in a situation like that? And my second question is, he, in that same statement, said that he wanted his children back in his custody. Does he deserve to have them back after abandoning them for 13 months? I'll leave that up to you guys. Now, the state of Utah defines aggravated child abuse as when a person inflicts upon a child serious physical injury or allows someone else to do so knowingly. Now, mind you, each woman has 6 counts of aggravated child abuse, and each count is up to 15 years in prison and $10,000 worth of fines. Now, their bond hearing is September 21st. We will know more then. Currently, they are being held without bail. Now, my final question for this video is, do you think that her children will decide to do a civil lawsuit for damages, emotional damages, physical harm? They are well within their rights to do so. knowing that Sherry, her oldest daughter, had made a 911 call and was trying to get her siblings out of the situation. I could see her doing that. We won't know, obviously, until they either decide to or decide not to. What do you think? Now, if you've made it this far, I would love to thank you. This was a lot harder than I was expecting. It was a lot of fun. Please, again, give me your feedback in the comments. Hit that like button if you like what you see, and subscribe if you want to see us grow. You want to see more of me, more of Mr. Tim. We are working together really hard to get some really cool videos out, and I'm currently working on getting a logo put up on the wall there. So hopefully within the next month or so, I will get that all figured out. I've got to get it projected up on the wall and then traced and all of that fun stuff. Nothing you guys have to worry about.